Welcome to East Coast LQ Reviews. Today, we're doing another whiskey examination. I'd like to thank the panel that's here with me today. We got Bumpy Road Brews. Cheers, Bumpy.
Cheers.
Beer Man. Cheers, Beer Man. All right, so today we're going to be examining George Dickel bourbon. What? So yeah, George Dickel has a bourbon. More known for their Tennessee whiskeys, but this is their George Dickel bourbon whiskey. It is aged 8 years. Nice 8-year label right on the front. 45% alcohol by volume, or 90 proof. It says Cascade Hollow Distillery, our finest quality bourbon, charcoal filtered, handcrafted small batch. There's that word again, people. Small batch. Distilled and produced by Cascade Hollow Distilling Co., Tullahoma, Tennessee. It actually tells you serving facts on the back, too. Servings per container. 17. Where's the calories? 111 calories per serving. In one serving.
17 servings in this?
I guess so. Yeah. 1.5 ounces is a serving, and every 1.5 ounces is 111 calories. 0 grams of carbs, 0 grams of fat, 0 grams of protein.
I've had 5 servings. It was up to
I've had probably 16 servings.
I'm just saying. I think that their math's a little bit off. Because 5, 10.
Well, they're doing the volume.
That's only like 12 servings.
They're saying 1.5 ounces, so you can get 1.5 ounces in. So there's 17, 1.5 ounces.
I probably drink 2.5 to 3 ounces.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So we're going to be grading this based off our 6-category rating system, where we will go over the aesthetics. We'll start with the aesthetics. That is going to equal 10 points. Nose, we equal 20 points. Flavor, we equal 20 points. Then we'll move on to mouthfeel with 20 points, finish with 20 points, and value with 10 points, all equaling 100 points in total. A little bit more information. So this is on the Breaking Bourbon website. So it's a mash bill of 84% corn, 8% rye, and 8% malted barley. MSRP based off of 2022 was $30. I'm looking at a website right now where I can get it. 32. So I believe it's around 30, 32 where I can get. I believe I paid maybe like $32 for this one. What'd you guys pay?
I paid $29.99, so 39.
29 for mine, yeah.
Nice. All right.
I thought I got ripped off. Cool.
No, yeah, I believe that's right on the money there.
Okay.
So yeah, they also make their number 8, which is their Tennessee whiskey, their number 12. Those are the more popular ones. The bourbon, of course, says 2022, so this is fairly new. So this is a fairly newly released product within the past couple of years.
This isn't their number 8?
No. There is a number 8. It's a black label, and it's a Tennessee whiskey. It's supposed to compete with the Jack Daniel's number 7.
Because I thought that was the number 8 because it was 8 years.
Look it up. If you look up George Dickel number 8, it's supposed to compete with their with Jack Daniel's number 7.
So so this is better because that one's probably only aged 2 years, 4 years.
Well, that one's also a Tennessee whiskey. This is a bourbon, and I don't know if there's an age statement on it. I'm not too sure.
Okay,
but that's their more commonly.
I got questions for you after we do all this too.
Okay. Yeah. So we're going to talk about the aesthetics. I've always really liked the George Dickel bottles. I think they sound pretty cool when you pour them. I don't really the only thing that is the top. So we got a rubber cork here. We do have a fake cork.
Yeah, there's no etching on the top either. It's just a plastic.
At least there's a cork.
Yeah, at least it's not a screw top.
Cork, not a screw cap, exactly. 100%.
You know what this reminds me of? The Statue of Liberty, when she's holding up the torch. It kind of looks like the statue.
Yeah, does good. Get the plastic off.
I know. I like the engraved. Well, not engraved. What would you call that? Embossed.
Yeah.
Dickel around the top. Nice gold label. I will say. Oh gosh.
Yeah, I like that.
It even has some weird cuts. It's not squared off. It's it's almost like old newspaper. Like if it was kind of like in a fire, and it kind of has that kind of,
Are you saying the label itself?
Yeah,
kind of like withered away.
Well, no. If you look at it, it's not
the
straight
edge.
cut.
It's not straight cut.
Like little,
it's got like a little bit of like a.
Like if you find like an old thing from like the Wild West, like a newspaper clipping or something. It's
like
kind of
old,
yellowed.
Old map.
Yeah.
Yeah, label's nice. I will say I do like the presentation of most George Dickel products.
Yeah, it does have raised lettering too.
I like that. I like that.
It does.
And on the bottle up here.
Yeah. Nice.
I like that.
And a nice big 8-year age statement right on the front. It's not playing games. It's telling you it's 8 years old. It's 45% alcohol by volume. And the mash bill sounded pretty good too, I will say. We got a lower rye, but a higher corn with 84% corn, 8% rye, 8% malted barley. So we're going to have probably a sweeter, we would assume, right? Maybe like a sweeter bourbon. Let's pour it up. And shout out to the people who weren't able to make it tonight. Hopefully, we can. I know sometimes it's a lot harder for some people to find certain products. So there's always next time for sure. So
yeah. We also need to get better at coming up with what we're getting a lot.
Well, we already have planned what we're doing next week, so we're not going to have a problem there.
This thing is it's leaving super, super lasting legs.
The color's really nice.
Like the legs on this are just sticking around. Like copper. Holy crap!
Did you say copper? Maybe copper color?
Yeah, it's like penny.
Like copper.
Yeah, nice alcohol legs, like you said. Yeah, nice. Looks like it's kind of nice viscosity.
Oh yeah, it does.
It just sticks. It's like curtains, drapes. Yeah. It's got alcohol drapes.
Alcohol drapes.
They're hanging around. You know what I mean?
That's dripping down nice. That has some nice leggage.
Cheers, miscellaneous.
How many bourbons have we done so far that are at least eight years aged?
I almost went for the nose. Not many. For $30.
Yeah.
Not many.
Because most of them are around 2 to 4 years?
I believe so.
Cheers, miscellaneous.
Yeah, aesthetics. I don't know. Like I said, we always go back to that number. I'm thinking like maybe a 7. Better than average. I don't want to give it a 6. I feel like a 6 too low, but I feel like an 8 is too high.
Yeah, I think 7 myself. I went 8 and then I was listening to you. I think 7.
Woodford Reserve, yeah, definitely not as pretty as a Woodford Reserve. I think 7 fits. I'm like a 6 and a 7, so I think 7 works. Yeah. It's a lot better than that Jameson last week.
This is also 45% too.
Yeah.
So 5 up over that. That was 40, right? 40%. The other one last week.
Yeah. I wasn't there for that, unfortunately. I had the product before I had to dump it.
Yeah.
Dude,
okay. So for most bourbon, there's no stipulation on how long it should be aged, with 2 exceptions. When bourbon is labeled straight bourbon, it's been aged for at least 2 years. Straight bourbon aged between 2 to 4 years must display an age statement on the bottle. Straight bourbon aged over 4 years requires no age statement. When a bourbon is labeled bottle and bond, that's a guarantee it's been aged at least 4 years at 100 proof or 50% alcohol by volume. So that's a good thing to remember. Thank you, miscellaneous. Appreciate you, bro. You guys want to go for the nose?
Yeah, so I'm smelling the nose already. You know those vanilla wafer cookies? Like the ones with the cream in them?
Yeah.
I kind of get that. There's
I
like a
had one of
vanilla
those
wafer.
today. I bought a Lunchable and it randomly had vanilla cream cookies in it.
Yeah. It's kind of what it
It
reminds me of.
literally had vanilla cream cookies today too. I get more like this is like super sweet, like toffee or butterscotch. Actually, not toffee, butterscotch. No?
Yeah, butterscotch, and then there's a wood. I get a little bit of an aging.
Good amount of char.
If you inhale too quickly,
Wood,
it does burn your nostrils.
Well, I'm also I got the last pour in my bottle, so I mean, if this thing opened up, it's this is as much as it can open up, you know.
It has that silly putty alcohol, or that silly putty. It smells like silly putty.
Oh, so maybe that clay thing this guy's
Clay
talking.
or something, yeah.
No,
Maybe.
I don't get clay out of this.
Okay, clay.
It's amazing. Beer Man saying something that would kind of go into
I
the
get a
clay
lot of
category.
sweetness, guys. I get a lot of sweetness.
To me, it smells like cookies, like the vanilla cookies. I also get a little bit of anise, a little bit of black licorice.
Yeah, I can see that.
Peppery. You guys get peppers?
Yeah, nice spice.
Kind of
Yep.
Spice.
Yeah.
Black pepper. Yeah.
The corn's coming through. That high corn.
Yeah, there is kind of a cream corn to it.
Yeah. Cream corn.
It smells really sweet.
It does. It's a decadent one. I like the ones that smell like cakes and cookies.
Yeah.
Like I'm not like a big, like I don't eat a lot of sweets. Not that I wouldn't eat them, but I used to eat a lot of sweets. But like it's like when you don't drink soda for a long time, and then you have soda and you're like, wow, this tastes really weird. That's how I am with like sweets a lot. So it's weird that I do like bourbons that kind of lean towards cookies and cake and sweets.
You guys have had these open for a while, right?
Well,
Yeah, mine I opened. I bought mine Saturday. Mine's been open since Saturday.
Mine's been open for probably like a year, maybe.
Oh wow! See, I just opened mine. Like took the plastic off and everything. It took a little while to get that wafer and vanilla, and now I'm getting it as it sits out a little bit.
And apparently last night when I had a couple pours of this Dickel, I didn't put the cork all the way in because when I picked this bottle up, it was sticking up like quite a bit. It was probably still blocking, it wasn't like wide open, but
banana cream.
A lot more oxygen into the bottle, but
yeah, little hints of the ethanol.
A little green apple too. Keep going.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
You get banana cream.
It's kind of like a green apple Laffy Taffy.
Banana. Oh, now you got me wondering. I was getting like some
Laffy Taffy. Yeah.
Rich note. Laffy Taffy. Yeah, I think I've actually heard people say that with this.
It gets better and better as it's open.
It's super sweet.
Oxidizes.
Yeah. I don't. I kind of like. I do like the nose on this one.
I like the nose.
I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give it a. I'm gonna go 14. I was gonna go 15. I think I'm gonna go 14.
I think I'm gonna wait to give my rating on the nose. I think I'm gonna try to go through the taste and.
Yeah, I don't know what to do on this one.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna wait on the nose. You guys want to drink it?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's drink it. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, I don't have water. I always forget water.
You don't have water? They shut you off?
No. Bottle of water. Ooh,
that's charry as hell.
Char?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least on mine.
It's charcoal filtered, so.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
It's dry on the tongue, on the palate.
Yeah, it's got a big.
It's heaty too. You do get quite a bit of burn out of it.
Spice and alcohol burn.
A lot of the cookie note is gone in the flavor that was in the aromas for me. So,
ooh, that's spicy.
Yeah, it's very like char, dry oak.
Yeah.
Astringent for sure.
Mm.
That is the word.
There is kind of that like vanilla caramel to toffee type note that is there though.
Officially up front.
Beyond the heat, yeah.
It's there, yeah.
Corn's
The
coming.
most important thing is I don't get cherry notes.
Yeah.
So to me, that's good.
Midway? You get more of the flavor midway or in the front?
So a lot of people say that George Dickel has like a George Dickel kind of like funk to it. I'm not really getting any of that with this. A lot of people said that this one doesn't really have that.
There is a little bit of that, like right up front. Like when I just switched it around. I get a touch of clay.
I get a
It's
little
kind of like the Grateful Dead, just a touch of clay.
I get a little bit of like a little grain. Well, that's probably that corn. You know. This is I think the flavor is kind of overpowered by the flavor doesn't stick around. I kind of wish the flavor lasted a little bit longer. I feel like the finish takes over very quick.
It's very heaty.
Yeah.
It is a burn. It does leave a burn.
Yeah.
It's a hot 45.
Yeah. Mouthfeel's not bad though.
Well, not to mouthfeel yet.
Well, I know. I'm saying just like overall. I'm just well. Usually these four we kind of discuss, and then we'll go over at the after we kind of drink on it and talk about it for a little bit.
I'm gonna go 14 on the.
It's got kind of a soft and kind of it's like a soft kind of almost medium body for a whiskey.
Soft, I see that. Yeah.
Kind of got that banana note that beer man was talking about that.
In your mind.
It's kind of like
this is just another one of those ones though that I wish that the flavors kind of more mimic the aromas. Like the aromas are so far superior, I think, to what I'm getting out of the flavors of it.
Yeah.
It's kind of a one-trick pony there's not much I'm getting out of the flavor.
Yeah, the nose is a lot better. I think I'm gonna go
yeah, it is actually.
I might go 15 on the nose because the nose is pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm going 14 nose.
Yeah, I'm going 15.
Yeah, I went 14 nose. I'm at I think for the flavor, I'm gonna stick it at
What are you talking about?
I think I'm right at a 10 to 11.
It's 45%. 10 to 11 on the nose?
On the flavor.
Oh. 45% ABV. Move, John.
I'm gonna stick it at 11 for flavor if you guys can sway me. But
really?
Yeah.
I'll do 12. I kind of like it. It's not bad. It's just heaty.
It's not bad. It's hot. I mean, but it's like it's
because
not
as opened up.
There's not as much
of that heat.
I like the wood. I like that astringency kind of.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting.
The dry char kind of aspect.
But it is hot. It's not really hard to take down. In one big gulp, it would be like a shot. But if you're like sifting it down your tongue, it's kind of nice. But it's so hot. It's like, goddamn.
But with the amount of heat that it brings, like I want like cinnamon or something. There's no cinnamon. Right. Yeah, it's like the heat that comes with it should have like a fireball.
Yeah, I think this is an experience you guys are getting because you have newer bottles.
True.
Because mine is very I get a nice like spice. I'm not really getting much burn on the back end. I'm getting more like char. I'm getting more oak. I'm getting more like drier. My problem with the palate, or you could say the flavor overall, is that the flavor itself doesn't stick around for too long, and it just kind of gets dominated by the finish. But you guys are saying the finish is kind of on the harsher end, right? Is what you guys?
Yeah, it's just hot.
Yeah.
Well, this is supposed to be charcoal filtered too, so you remember that.
It's almost like I had a mixture of black pepper and red pepper
Well,
flakes.
they're charcoal filtering this to try to give you a cleaner,
Smoother finish.
cleaner-
And it is clean. It is very clean. It tastes like clean, like mountain water. You know, it's got like this real nice minerally like water feel to it. It's through it all. You know, once you get that finish over with and you start clenching your cheeks and your tongue to your mouth, you get this like clean feel of water that just went. It's nice. I don't know. It's
got
not
a
too
bite.
bad. Not too bad. I'm getting other things now. What is this that I'm getting?
I get a good balance of like buttered corn and vanilla. You say fruits, maybe
Apricot. I'm getting like an apricot after the finish, after I've taken it down, and
really,
yeah, like a weird like apricot kind of thing. Dried fruit apricot. That's interesting.
I don't get apricot. I don't get any real fruit notes out of this one.
Wow.
I'm surprised you don't get spice, Bumpy.
Getting a different nose now too. What
I just said it's like black pepper and red pepper.
Yeah. Oh, you said it's not like baking spice. You said it's more like black, like, right?
Yeah, it's spicy. It's got like a meaty spice to it.
You wanted more of like a bakery spice, right? Like a cinnamon.
Like I feel like I just like put a couple of red pepper flakes on my palate and chewed it up. And it kind of has that numbing sensation on my tongue, in the back of my throat.
It is numbing for sure.
This would be cool to take the label off and just kind of use as like a decanter.
This as it's warming in my hands, I'm getting more and more different nose and flavors. I actually boosted my score up on the nose and flavor 1 because I kind of like what I'm getting. That apricot I'm getting for some weird reason. I'm getting more of the banana vanilla wafer kind of thing in the nose.
The flavor's getting up there for me, huh?
Oh, I'll be right back.
It's buzzing my brain a bit. Drinking flow like this.
He said you cool. Yeah.
Part of it.
Mine isn't that bad, Luke John. Mine's actually pretty calm. But like I said, mine's been open for a while.
A year, wow. Jeez.
Yeah, it's been a while. Well, I have this thing where it's like I drink something, I get it down to like almost nothing, and then I don't want to finish it, so it just kind of hides.
Yeah.
I don't pay attention to it, and I drink other stuff, you know.
Right. It's definitely a sipper, like because it's so hot. It's something you want to you don't want to mix this one, I don't think.
I think you guys would be pleasantly surprised when you let this open up a little bit. Because it's more of a finish. The flavor is good. I think I'm right around like a 12 or a 13. I kind of wanted more. But the finish is nice. I like the finish. I think the finish I'm going to have to give maybe like a 14. I'm going to go 14 on the finish. I like it a little bit less than the nose. My favorite of I would say my favorite overall is probably the nose. So I think I'm going to base all my other scores off of that.
All right.
So finish, yeah, I'm going to go 14.
What did you do on mouthfeel?
Mouthfeel and flavor I haven't even.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm bouncing all over the place right now.
Yeah.
Mouthfeel, I was at a 16. I like the mouthfeel.
16. Yeah, the mouthfeel's nice. I like the char too. I like I guess you could say like the way it leaves your palate on the finish, like that astringency. You would associate that with mouthfeel as well, right? Kind of that like astringent kind of
drying.
Drying, yeah. I like it too. Yeah, I think the mouthfeel's
really leaves good. My tongue feeling smooth, like it just got shaved.
Yeah.
What did you give your mouthfeel?
Who?
You? What'd you say?
16.
16. Wow.
I'm actually gonna go with you on that one.
What was your nose?
My nose was a 14.
Oh, so you like the mouthfeel overall better than everything else?
Yeah.
Really?
Finish. I like the finish, man.
And the flavor, I gave it an 11.
Really? Wow. Mouthfeel, I think I like as much as the finish. So I think I'm probably going to go the same. So I gave the finish a 14. I might go 14 on mouthfeel. Yeah, because I kind of wish it was like, just richer.
I'll go 15 on the finish.
You wish it was Richard, like Dan?
Is that a coloring added to it? No, there's no coloring added. There's no finish. It's a straight 8-year bourbon. So 8 years in a new charred white oak barrel. Cheers, Dan. Hope to see you.
Cheers,
bro. He sent a square. It's probably something that StreamYard doesn't see.
All right, Dickel.
I'm gonna go 14 on my flavor. I don't know. The flavor is a toss up for me.
Dickel definitely lands less than some and higher than some.
What, you already did value?
Yeah.
Flavor's not bad. It's just not my favorite. I'm gonna go 13 on the flavor.
I did 14.
Then the value, 45%, 8-year, $30.
Doesn't sound too.
But my value goes along with like what I feel about the flavors in the nose. Just because it's aged for so long doesn't mean that it's
oh no, I
better
know,
than something
I know,
that's
I know.
less.
I'm just saying those
favorite thing on this, definitely the mouthfeel.
to the thought.
Yeah, for the are we on value now?
If you guys have talked about all your other ones.
Did we do the finish? We all said finish, right?
Yeah.
I said 14.
15.
I was at an 11 for the
It
finish.
was like in that apricot or something.
Really?
Yeah, it's just a bit too heaty. It's a bit too heaty for me.
Yeah, it is. It is definitely that. It lets you know it's got some alcohol in it.
I think you guys need to let your bottles open up.
You're right. Value, $30.
I'm at a toss up. I kind of want to. I feel like an 8 might be too high, but I think a 7.
I'm gonna go 7. Yeah, I'll do 7.
Well, guess what?
I think 7.
Jackpot. 7. I hit 7 too.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
That's 3 7s, boys. All right.
We tallying up here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, do you guys want to describe a little bit why you gave it a 7? We should probably do that.
I gave it a 7 because we've had some other other bourbons, whiskeys that were right around the same price range, and they might not have even given an age statement, but they were just something more, about them that I just appreciated a bit more for $30. And most of that comes down to probably the flavor. There was just more in depth in the flavors. So that's kind of where I came up with the value of 7, where it's not a bad price. It's better than the $14 whiskeys. It's better than most of the $20 whiskeys. But there are other $30 whiskeys I think that just have a little bit more to offer as far as adventure. When searching for notes, for mostly flavor notes, the aromas were pretty good.
You guys got to remember too, they are charcoal filtering it, so I mean, that will kind of mute a lot of.
That mutes the flavors. Okay.
Just seems like
Maybe they shouldn't charcoal filter it then.
Well, that's supposed to add to the smoothness.
Maybe they should diamond filter it.
Yeah.
That's the marketing. It's the smoothness. They want it to be ultra smooth.
Well, damn. Well, the mouthfeel is awesome.
Yeah,
I think that's the highest mouthfeel I've ever given.
That's the A lot of Tennessee whiskey is like that. That's why Jack Daniels is so popular. It's because of the smoothness. It's the drinkability.
It's the New England IPA of whiskey.
How easily it can go down, how good it tastes. Because let's be honest, a lot of people who drink Tennessee whiskey are mixing it with like Coca-Cola. They're not really drinking it for the taste. They're drinking it for the,
my total score on this one.
This would be really good in a cocktail, I would say.
Yeah, I don't have any left, but Alex the Beer Master will be doing his eggnog thing the Friday before Christmas.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, spiked eggnog. So,
save it. Spicy.
Yeah, this would go really well with eggnog because it does have that heat. It brings the heat that the eggnog, because the eggnog has that kind of sweet mellowness, and this would just bring that kind of peppery note to it, which would be nice.
Yeah.
I'm at a 66 overall.
Really?
66. I'm at 74. That was pretty high.
I'm at a 70.
Yes, I liked it.
Wow, we're we had a medium.
It's gonna be right around 70.
We got a medium high and low. What was it? 66, Bumby?
66 for me.
Plus 70 plus what were you, Beer Man? 74?
Yeah.
Divided by 3. 70.
70. All right. Cool. Not bad.
$70 out of 100. What did we what was Jameson last week? Jameson was a 69. Not much of a difference. But it's crazy though, because you can look at a product that's a 70, and a product that's a 69, and there's a major difference. One's better.
One of them has a partner that's upside down as well.
I don't know what that means.
I want to try some with some water.
Woodford Reserve, we gave a 71. We gave a Woodford one score at 1 point higher than that.
Not me. You guys did it.
Not me.
I scored it the lowest.
Really?
Well, 66.
Old Forester Bourbon, we gave a 68. Elijah Craig, we gave a 78. Yeah, I can see Elijah Craig being a lot better.
Old Forester, I gave a 62, actually. I didn't really care for it because it has a cherry note. I don't like cherry. I like that cherry
water. Water works really well with the spice.
71.
Add some water to that. It takes the spice away. The heat. Loosens it up a bit. It's not bad.
Probably. I'm assuming somebody, because it's probably the charcoal filtration that people are. But isn't Evan Williams charcoal filtered?
Not to the smoothness. This has a really smooth mouthfeel. Like this is like whipped egg smooth.
I thought Evan Williams used to say charcoal filtered on it. Maybe not.
My tongue is so dry.
Yeah.
Oh,
you can be a cat now.
All right.
Yeah.
This bourbon is aged and charcoal filtered for a smoother, more complex flavor. So if anybody has a problem with George Dickel being charcoal filtered, so is Evan Williams. And nobody ever complained that this wasn't a bourbon. Just saying.
All right, so here's my thing.
Yep.
You said Tennessee whiskey.
No. Normally George Dickel's a Tennessee whiskey. Here, I'll show you.
Oh no, here's my thing. Tennessee whiskey.
This is their bottle and bond.
Right. It just says whiskey. It doesn't say bourbon.
Oh, it's a Tennessee. This is a Tennessee whiskey. It's bottle and bond.
Okay, well, let me show you something here.
I think this is the one that Dan said he kept seeing, the blue label.
Is this the thing? Can that happen?
Oh, I was wondering what the difference is between
Tennessee straight bourbon whiskey. Yeah, I mean, technically bourbon doesn't have to be from Kentucky anymore. It used to be.
All right, so there is Tennessee bourbon.
Yeah, that's technically what this is.
Okay.
That's what this is. This is a Tennessee bourbon too. Distilled and produced by Cascade Hollow Distilling Co. This is George Dickel, Tullahoma, Tennessee.
Well, I mean, you were refusing to say Tennessee bourbon. You were just Tennessee whiskey, Tennessee whiskey, Tennessee.
Well, no, that's what the what.
So that's why
It says you can call it bourbon.
Tennessee whiskey
as it meets all the requirements.
two different things. Right. Bourbon is so. We'll go back to that old statement. All bourbons are whiskeys. Not all whiskeys are bourbons. There are restrictions. Jurisdiction. There are restrictions for bourbon. Tennessee whiskey is also. There are also restrictions for Tennessee whiskey, but there's just different requirements. You know what I'm saying?
Which is better, do you think? A whiskey or bourbon?
I don't think you could actually. Me personally, I like the bourbon more. Tennessee whiskey usually has a little bit more of a filtration, which I personally think kind of mutes the flavors. Okay. But if you're somebody who likes more of that smoother finish, you might want a Tennessee whiskey.
Yeah, you said.
What about a Tallahassee Lassie?
But let's look at it this way, right? Think about bourbon and whiskey in general, like an IPA. There's so many variants you can base off of an IPA. There's so many variants you can base off of whiskey. There's so many different directions you can go in.
Or pilsners and lagers.
You can go for a bolder whiskey. You can go for a smoother whiskey. You can go for a more rich. You can go for a more mellow. There's a lot of play with it. You know what I mean? It's definitely a personal preference. What's better is not really what I like more than others. What I guess would be a better way of saying is I like bourbon. I like that bold. I like that spice. I like that sweetness from that caramel. I like that rich flavor.
Are there rye bourbons or are all rye whiskeys?
No. So break it down this way, right? If it's a rye, it's got to be 51% rye. If it's a bourbon, it has to be 51% corn. If it's a wheat whiskey, it's got to be at least 51% wheat. And then, you got like the single malts, which are usually 100% malted barley. So if it's a rye, it has to be 51% rye.
So it can't be 51% corn. So it can't be a bourbon.
Yes. Yeah, ryes cannot be bourbons. No way. But you can do a boo rye where you can do a blend of a rye and a bourbon together. So you can take a rye whiskey and you can take a bourbon whiskey, and a master blender at a distillery can blend a rye and a bourbon together, and then you have a boo rye, which is a lot of what people do, and they usually come out fantastic. Redwood Empire, Lost Monarch is a great example of a really good boo rye. A lot of people do it. But yeah, just think of that. If it's going to be a rye, it's going to be at least 51%.
51%.
Yeah, it's got to be more than 50%, pretty much. So 51%. It's got to be at least 51.
A majority of corn.
I feel to answer Dan's question. So he says, "How do we feel about the Woodford and the Knob Creek being 1 point higher?" I feel good about that because the mouthfeel in this is. If you had some Dickel in your mouth, Dan, you would know.
Not bad. It's really not that. It's actually a solid product. Like I said, a lot of people, they kind of knock on George Dickel. A lot of people don't like the George Dickel distillate itself. They think the flavor profile of the distillate itself has a kind of a funk. This is like a different distillate than their actual George Dickel product. Different mash bill, of course, probably aging it in the same rick house. But Dan says, I hate Dickel, hence my absence, even though you've never had it before. So we're going to need a special episode from Dan and Mike, George Dickel Bourbon Whiskey Review. on the FLX show. So,
Wouldn't
yeah,
that be awesome if they did a Dickel barrel aged Bourbon County?
I just saw. Did you see the new Long Trail, Bumpy, with Whistle Pig?
Yeah, I had it.
Oh, you tried that?
Yeah, I did it on. I think it was on Bearman's show.
Really?
Yeah.
It was either Bearman's beer. It was either that or it
I
was
gotta
on
try it.
Wild Card
$18
Wednesday.
for a 4-pack. But
Yeah, it's not bad.
we're going off topic here. You guys got any final thoughts about George Dickel 8-year bourbon whiskey, and then we'll do some shout outs.
No, I'm good.
Any shot? Any what thoughts? Last thoughts?
Final
on the
thoughts
Dickel?
on the George Dickel? Yeah.
It's it's probably not one that I would like constantly buy. I mean, this is my second time having it because I did buy it before based off of your recommendation to have some Dickel.
Sorry.
Tanner's always flaunting the Dickel.
I don't even. I used to buy. I actually used to really like. I used to like
Get the Dickel, man.
I used to buy a lot more of this stuff. I used to buy.
Yeah, it's one of those ones. I mean, it's okay to have, but it's not one of my favorites. Especially in the $30 range. I'd be more, Wild Turkey type. I'd pay the extra couple of bucks, go the Wild Turkey route.
What's wild turkey? No, what's wild turkey test price?
Wild Turkey 101.
101.
Yeah, what's the range on that price wise?
It's like $35 for a 750, I think.
Out of the water.
55.
Luke John said, "Is it worth the price point?"
No, I said 35, not 55.
Oh, 35. Okay.
Yeah.
I would say it's worth $30.
I think it's worth it.
Yeah, it's right there. It's right there in the realm of the $30 ones. I mean, I'd be happier if it was $26.
Yeah, definitely.
But
this is one of those whiskeys that I feel like you could bring to like a get together, and people who didn't normally like bourbon would enjoy it because of how clean. I mean, like I said, you guys were saying yours was a little heaty and a little hot. The one that I have has been opened up for a while. I do feel like it kind of mellows out. And you, oh my gosh. The only issue I had was that the flavor was kind of lackluster. But if you're bringing this to like a group of people who kind of just like don't really drink whiskey like that, but they'll have a dram here and there, I think they would really enjoy this because of how clean the finish is and how, just solid the like we said, the mouthfeel and the finish.
It's not bad to me. To me, it doesn't have some of the flavor notes that I don't enjoy. It's hot, it's heaty, which is
Jack,
at least that's doable for me.
That's
but it's at least it's not carrying the Robitussin. It doesn't have the big cherry Robitussin, and it also doesn't have a super clay note. Those are two notes that I like. It's like me drinking a beer and saying this tastes like metal. When I get those notes, it's kind of like it's an off flavor to me. I don't like it.
Yeah.
If I can find other redeeming qualities, sure, get around it a little bit. But yeah, this one doesn't have any of the like major killer notes.
I can sit and sip on this.
It's just not as in depth on the flavor. If more of the nose came through on the palate, yeah, this would be like,
yeah.
I mean, the value of this would have gone up for me. I would have been like, oh shit, yeah. But
I can sit.
That's that. I don't know. We're gonna do like shout outs and weird stuff.
Yeah. Unreal, Dan. Here you go. I'll follow up one of your comments.
Almond, toffee, and oak. They say about this.
Really nutty.
Yeah. That kind of, and they say cherry and orange also with the vanilla.
I was thinking citrus earlier, but I wasn't too sure. I can see a little bit of citrus.
Yeah, maybe.
I was getting more like I feel like the citrus was that's what I was saying, where like the finish is it just happens so quick. It's really hard to kind of pick up on those the initial flavor profile because the finish is just like it comes around and it sticks around so quick. But yeah, I can see a little bit of the citrus. The nuttiness, though, I don't know.
Maybe a little peanut. Yeah,
I'm
there's
just
a little
going
bit
by
of a
character.
A little bit.
there is a bit of a Spanish peanut on the back of the palate. If you think about nuts in your mouth
Uh-huh.
with a Dickel.
This has 8% rye.
Yeah, it's a low rye.
Okay, maybe that's lower though, but
That's low. Yeah, that's pretty low for a rye. For rye.
an 8% malted barley too. Damn.
I want to say 14 to 16 is pretty high. 15 to 20% is usually kind of high as far as the rye.
Oh, okay.
Rye and the mash bill. Yeah, you'll start to notice the rye a little bit more, maybe at like 15 to 20.
That's like a
That's
rye.
an absolute adorable
Here.
elf on the shelf picture there with
I
the
think
other.
we're getting more of the fit. I think more of the finish is more noticeable because of the filtration, the charcoal
Mhm.
filtration.
Well, they say use the same for a beer too, like a rye IPA. They were saying like 10 to 15% in the grain bill.
Is high.
Yeah. Well, it's a rye IPA. It's gonna be a little higher.
Yeah,
because
yeah,
it's
yeah. Oh, so
titled.
rye IPA is at like somewhere around 15%.
Yeah, probably in that ballpark.
Okay, it's good to know.
Yeah.
Well, that's a strong grain. You figure.
Strong grain. You don't want, yeah, and it's gummy. You got to use a lot of rice hulls and stuff to filter, keep it from sticking.
Yeah.
Mash. But yeah.
Well, that's awesome though. That's cool that like it's the same stuff. We're using the same grains like when you're making beer or you're making this.
Totally.
So like, if you have like a beer mindset towards it, you kind of understand the whiskey a little bit more than just the average person, you know.
That's why I'm doing this with you guys.
Yeah, it's fun. Oh, yeah, I know. It's a lot of it's all knowledge. It's all a lot of information and learning, and I enjoy doing it because I still learn every time we do these shows. You know, sometimes I forget information. I have to remind myself, like I have to look up the minimum age of a bourbon every once in a blue moon because I forget. But yeah, you guys want to do some shout outs for your channels? We'll wrap this up here shortly.
Check out this dude. His name is Rick Beerman. That's what he looks like.
Yeah.
That's his channel name, Rick Beerman. So he does like, I think he mostly does like Instagram type stuff or something like that, but or Facebook. But he does do a bunch of beer reviews, very kind of short, 4 to 5 minutes or less type of beer reviews on YouTube. So it's Beer Rickman.
Nice.
Rick Beerman, all one word. No apostrophes, no commas, no dashes. So that's my shout out. We met him on Alex's show, Alex Beermaster, one night, and he was in the comments, and turns out that he's a New Jersey guy. He lives in New Jersey, and he met one of Alex's friends, who's BJ. You guys have all met BJ, and yeah, so it's kind of weird. There was like BJ and Rick knew each other from years ago, and then yeah, it winds up on Alex's show, and there. So now they may all meet up, but yeah, just check them out. On my own channel, of course, doing beer reviews, trying to put out a couple a week if I can. One that I don't have scheduled. I haven't even edited the video yet. I recorded it, but it will be an American barley wine from Spyglass Brewing Company. So that will be my next beer video that comes out. So sometime this week they'll come out. and I'm doing my pizza reviews, my frozen pizza reviews. I have a new opening for my pizza reviews. I can actually share it here if you want, because I don't think everybody's seen it. I don't know. Let me video profile. I can. Where the hell is it?
What are you doing?
I'm sharing something. You can show it. This is my opening for my It's Bumpy's Frozen Pizza Reviews.
Dude, that's freaking awesome.
So there's that.
You know what I was just thinking of though? If you put that video of like you dropping the pizza at the end of it.
Now it's just telling me that it's fun to eat. It's all right, Bumpy, you can eat it, bro.
Oh, Bubby, and then you get Alex in the background. Oh, Bubby, you can still eat it.
So yeah, I got some frozen pizza reviews coming out. I did do there was one that I attempted to eat. I actually couldn't finish it. I put out a post on it. It was bad. It was horrible. Worst. I gave it a 0. I didn't post the whole video. Like I put out a short of just the opening. It's not even me talking. I just put music to it because it was fun. But it was from Great Value, so Walmart brand pizza. It was an absolute atrocity. They call it a bacon jalapeno pizza, and there was, I shit you not, 4 dinky jalapenos on the entire pizza. So I call it false advertisement. And the pizza sucked anyways. It was absolute garbage. I couldn't finish the first slice. I threw it away, and I was even hungry that night. That was my dinner. That's how bad it was. Yeah, I threw the whole damn thing away. Pretty much. So I will not touch another Great Value pizza, frozen pizza. I'm disgusted with them. Absolutely. So waste of money because it's way more expensive than a Red Baron, and those are much better. They don't false advertise. You get what the picture looks like on the cover, and they taste better too. So with cardboard, I mean, cardboard tastes better. That's how bad it was. So anyways, yeah, I will have some more frozen pizza reviews coming out as well. I'm not sure what one I'm going to do next. I've got a couple of people that have recommended some things. I've got to try to find Tostinos pizza.
I think
not the pizza rolls, but there's something that Anelli recommended. I don't know. I'll be looking around. Anyways, there's plenty of frozen pizzas out there. So that's all. That's all I gotta say.
Nice.
Cheers,
Bobby. Where you going, dude? Unreal.
See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. All right. Well, I'm gonna just shout out my 2 lives. Of course, most everyone seems to know them. We do them every week. Beer and Cheese Tuesday, 8 o'clock Eastern, and All Spun Out Wednesday at 5 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Eastern. Some good stuff there. We need more people at Beer and Cheese. So if anyone would like to join, you can bring whatever you want. I don't even care if it's grocery or good stuff. Just bring a beer and cheese, not a beer and whiskey, a beer and cheese, and or wine. Don't bring wine. And then Wednesday is fun too. It's fun. It's a good start for our day. Starts us off. It used to be called the Gauntlet on Wednesdays, but because we had named the ABV or whatever, I forgot what the ABV after it all, and that really got everyone sloshed. So, but yeah, so what the ABV, we roll a wheel, give you a few adjectives to choose 2 from, and you go and find a beer based on that descriptor and bring it back and review it. And we guess everyone's ABV as well. thanks to Mike's show, What the ABV. So I'm trying to bring all that back. I just sent out a bunch of Death Rising, which is a New England or an East Coast style black IPA, kind of a different side twist to the black IPA. So hopefully everyone can dig it. I'll be sending out That would be a shout to Thomas Metal 75, Eric, and then a shout also to Sparkle, Art by Sparkle. Her beer is on tap right now. I'm going to be canning. I don't know how many. I won't get as many out of that one though as this other one that I just sent. So it might not go out to as many people, but it's a toasted coconut robust porter at 7.1%, and was supposed to be 8. But I forgot the Munich malt, so that's just the way it goes. So that's it. That's my shouts, all in a nutshell. And hope you guys like that Death Rising. Personally, I think it's kind of good. It's interesting. So we'll panel up on that, and I'll do a tasting. So cheers.
Nice. Cheers, man. Awesome, bro. All right.
Looking forward to it.
Shout outs.
Yep.
Definitely shout out to you guys, people with the panel, people on the panel with me here tonight. Wouldn't be an examination without you guys. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate everybody who shows up throughout the weeks. It's a lot of fun. I've been liking doing this. I know pretty much all you guys never really were into whiskey as much until we started doing this, so that's really cool.
You got me something else to waste my money on. I appreciate it.
Thanks so much.
I got all 3 of you guys.
You suck.
Eric was already buying whiskey before. But yeah, shout out to everybody. Really do appreciate you guys. Shout out to the chat for sure. We had Luke John. Cheers, Luke John. Hanging AZ. Cheers to you, man. Dan. Unreal. FLX Beer Reviews. Check them out. Dan and Mike. Pat's Beer Garage stopped by really quick. Cheers to you, Pat. Anybody else?
I don't believe I'm subscribed to you.
And Miscellaneous. Cheers to Miscellaneous. For sure.
Yeah, Miscellaneous.
So somebody was a quick little funny story. Somebody was talking about bad weather, beer, food makes for a great video. So I went to a brewery one time, right? So I was by myself. It was a crappy day. It was like raining. So I'm like, I'll go grab a couple pours. They got a food truck going. So I go to this brewery, right? I get a pour, and they had like pizza. They had the brick oven pizza. So I got myself a nice brick oven pizza, and they had some event going on. It was kind of a smaller brewery. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to go out to the back, and I'm going to go sit. They had some picnic tables under like a nice tarp or whatever. It was raining outside. Looking, it's just like whatever, the back of the brewery. And I'm eating my pizza, and I'm drinking my beer, and all these people come out, and I'm like, what's going on? They were doing like a wedding rehearsal, and they're all standing around me, and I'm just sitting here mowing a pizza, drinking a beer, and they're all doing like a wedding rehearsal, and I'm just sitting there all awkward. Like, stand next to the guy eating the pizza in the corner, and I'm like sitting here like, what the hell is going on? I was like, this is hilarious. And I was on the, I actually ended up calling him, like, yeah, I'm like in the middle of a wedding rehearsal. I'm just eating my pizza.
You're not fighting.
People around me just, it was so awkward. It was like one of the most awkward moments I've ever had at a brewery.
That's funny as shit.
But yeah. So shout outs to my channel. Next Monday, we're gonna do another whiskey examination, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. We're gonna be doing Bullet Bourbon. So now Bullet is gonna be a easier one for everybody to get. It's a smaller size bottle, so hopefully we'll have more panel members show up. You can get nips of Bullet. You can get, I believe, maybe like 200s and pints. So yeah, look forward to that. Bullet Bourbon, just like the regular standard Bullet Bourbon. Mm-hmm. Shouldn't be too expensive. I think maybe like the $7.50, even if you wanted to grab one of those, is around like $30 a bottle. Yeah, so look out for that next week. look out for more beer reviews. I do have some beers that I need to review. I just recently got the new Sam Adams variety pack, so I will be reviewing the Oaked Vanilla Porter, their new beer. I looked back and I literally have reviewed every beer in that variety pack other than that one, so I thought that would be cool. We're getting towards the that's kind of like their Christmas pack that they're doing right now, so that'd be a good time to do that. Yeah, so definitely check out my videos on my channel. I do tequila reviews, rum reviews, malt beverages, you name it, anything that kind of has alcohol in it. Pretty much all dope beverages I do reviews on. Let's see a couple people that I want to shout out. Definitely check out Thomas Metal 75, Eric, Massachusetts Beer Reviews, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. He does his Wild Card Wednesday. I don't know what's going on. I just read the chat. But yeah, go check out Eric's channel, Wild Card Wednesday. Bring any type of adult beverage and review it on his show. And then also check out Kilco Whiskey Musings. He goes live and does, he's been doing his whiskey advent. So each day he's been doing a live where he does a whiskey sample. I believe it was like the Flaviar advent. Bumpy, you got something else? Yeah. Or are you just pouring that? Are you going to review that on your channel, Bumpy? You should.
Should I? I'm starting doing whiskey reviews too.
You should. That'd be cool.
Yeah, no, I highly recommend if you find this on sale, get it. That's why I picked it up, because it was a $50 bottle that I got for $30. I was like,
you know what was really good that I actually had a sip. I had a little bit of today, Bumpy, that I bought over there. This was awesome, dude. This one that I bought.
Ooh, I like that bottle.
Yeah, this was really good. This is a Michigan distillery.
Yeah.
So
there's a few that I want to try, but it's like
this is
I try to base a lot of my purchases around what's happening with your channel for the Monday night thing.
Yeah.
Because I can't just buy bottle after bottle.
Oh, I know.
I'm not rich.
100%.
So,
I know.
but there's some definitely like interesting
this
ones.
This is an MVP distillate, but this was a blend. So they're pretty much buying sourced whiskey and then they're blending it. This Coppercraft is really good. I bought it when I went to New Hampshire. I haven't seen that over here though.
If you like butter cookies though, like butter sweet cookies in vanilla,
that sounds good.
Yeah, this is.
There are a lot of.
This is very smooth.
There are a lot. I would definitely say to people, don't sleep on your kind of like
mellow and smooth,
small crafty distilleries, because a lot of those blends come out really good. They might be kind of spendy, but most of them are pretty top notch. And yeah, so I'm gonna drop the link to the after party right now. So if anybody wants to come and hang out with us, there's the link in the chat there. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Make sure to stop by again next Monday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And yeah, there you have it. If there's anything else you guys like to see on my channel, make sure to leave a comment down below. And don't forget to like and subscribe to my upcoming videos. Liquor Beer. Thanks for watching, guys. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.